Hello YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and welcome back to The Outsiders. Today I'm reviewing Within the Ring of Fire RPG's book, The 77 Thrones, the Theological Codex. As a DM myself and a designer, I always, like any writer, you get stuck sometimes and you look for books that you can pull out that give you inspiration. This supplement book, The 77 Thrones, is such a book. It's one of those very rare occasions where I can honestly say, this is a book that will inspire me for the rest of my life. It's a supplement book that I will use constantly. What Anders and his team have done here is improve upon the formula that is the Within the Ring of Fire game and given you a supplement book of the highest order. It doesn't matter actually whether you're playing the Within the Ring of Fire, although I stress greatly you should. The reality is this is a book that you could use in many systems, and it's a book that will inspire you forever. It is absolutely remarkable what he has crammed into this book. It is like a Cinderella moment. If he'd put too little in, it wouldn't have quite worked. If he'd have done just too much, it would have bogged you down as the reader. What he's done is delivered just enough to whet your appetite and give you enough insight into the mythology that he's woven into his world so skillfully in this book, and then left the rest up to you and the stories that you will tell. A really true remarkable piece of work. The book is beautifully laid out, exactly like the first. The contents page makes the whole thing easy to navigate. There is just the right amount of detail given to every divinity. There are 77 divinities fighting, literally fighting for control and power. Every one of them has a meter, if you will, that gauges where they currently are in the world at the time that this book is created. Obviously that's up to you how you interpret and how you use them, but the detail is given, and there are many secrets within this game. Some are given, some are hinted at, and even the very title itself, symbology wise, 77, actually is a very clever title. I will not go into that here, let you do your own research, but I may well reveal that in one of my own videos. It is a beautifully clever, wonderfully detailed book that just about has everything. As I was reading through both these books, something struck me quite profoundly. I would regard the saga book as the fire, for obvious reasons. I would regard the system, quite rightly as they've said, as air. And now I would add this book, this supplement book, really is the fuel. Now in life they call that the triangle of fire. I'd like to refer to it and rename it the circle of fire, because here it makes perfect sense, and together when you bring all those ingredients to bear, you have a provocative imagery. Mankind for years has always sat around the campfire stoking the fire and telling stories, and this book will allow you to do that. You can see here in this slide some colour plates of the various divinities. Each divinity has a few pages devoted to it. They're laid out in such a way that it gives enough detail about it, how it is used, its current power base, and obviously how you weave that story is up to you. There are certain little guides that are given and little tricks that are used, but each of these divinities is brilliant, and I personally really approve of the symbology used. There's a lot of hidden meanings in this game, as I've hinted at, and a lot for you to discover. I'd like to at this point add the following. A score of 10 is the highest recommendation that I can give. It represents an ambitious RPG that's achieved something few RPGs have. I fully expect this RPG product to be regarded as a classic. It's a must-play. Also remember this, there is no perfect RPG, but this one is very close. My review score, the perfect 10. Well done, Anders and team.